Welcome to the Daily Energize Podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
Hey Energizer, happy Monday, happy way to kick off the week. Joining me, Spencer Jones, the Prince of Positivity, in this episode of the Daily Energize, the show that's here to give you a little quick jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you live your life to the max. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Slam down on that subscribe, that follow button if you haven't yet, so you don't miss a single episode. Well, let's hop into today's topic, which is aligning your tasks and energy. Recently, I gave a talk all about this alignment. And so let me start off by sharing a story with you. When I was teaching, let me start off before this. Not a great way to start a story. I know, but here, let me roll it back. I've been a morning person for almost as long as I can remember, whether waking up to watch cartoons as a kid, to just getting up and going kayak fishing, or even then when I started working out in the mornings. I've always been a morning person. Heck, even Katie says I click my heels together in the mornings. I just get up that energized. I'm not entirely convinced that's true, but I'm definitely a morning person. Now, not all of you are, and that is okay. Katie's not really a morning person either. She gets her energy later in the day. Well, here's the story. I usually didn't care about when I did things, right? I was teaching for 9 years, and when I was teaching, I'll go to work, right? I worked out, go to work. I had this class, a little break, this class, and it kept going, right? So I just did what I needed to do. But when I became a full-time entrepreneur, then I was creating my own schedule, and I would just fill my days with whatever seemed to make sense. So, I would put this here, put that here, and I'd take calls in the morning, and I'd work on emails and creative stuff in the afternoon, or maybe I'd do it in the morning this day. Like, it was all over the place. And then one day, I'm trying to write our newsletters, our email newsletters that we had at the time, and I was writing them in the afternoon, and I remember I was struggling hard with it. It was really difficult for me to come up with the words, with the sequence, with the stories I wanted to share. I was struggling, and I remember thinking to myself that this wasn't always this hard. It was actually pretty easy. If I remember right, last month it was easy, but why am I struggling so hard today? And then I remembered something I heard about on podcasts and read about in a book, about when are you most creative? Put those creative tasks when you're most creative. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, hold on, I'm a morning person. I'm definitely more energized and more awake and more creative in the morning time. So that day I changed my schedule around. I rearranged calls so that in the morning I have my creative time. When I write the emails, when I write my talks, when I'm thinking of things for the business, whatever thing that takes creative energy, takes a little bit more gusto, a little bit more zest, I do that in the mornings. And then in the afternoons, late mornings, afternoons, I do other things. Like that's when I'll have interviews or phone calls, or that's when I'll balance the books or look at inventory, whatever those things are that don't require as much energy. And it was mind-blowing to me what happened when I changed it. I was more productive, I was more energized, and I was getting more and more accomplished and feeling great. And not just more accomplished, it was better. It was better quality of the stuff that I was producing. It was amazing what happened. So I share all of that to ask you this question. When are you most energized in the day? When are you at your best? Now, there's no judgment if it's a morning, afternoon, nighttime, middle of the night. It doesn't matter. But when are you most energized? And then look at the things you have to do. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur for this. Just living your life. What are the things the tasks that you do? When? What are they? And then what kind of energy does that take? Does that take that creative energy? Or does it take just a little bit of energy? Just got to go do this thing. Like I clean in the afternoons because I don't really have to think too much when I clean. So for me, I put the cleaning in the afternoon. but my creative stuff's in the morning. So what about for you? What are those tasks? What energy levels? And then if you can, align them with where you are more energized. Now I get it, that might not always be possible for you because you might have, a 9-to-5 job and you might be most creative while you're at that job and you have other tasks that you want to do at the time. I get it. Then that might not always be the case. But if you can, try to align it as much as possible so that you are getting those tasks done, the tasks that need more energy, when you are more energized, the tasks that don't need as much creative energy, when you're less creative, when you're a little bit more of a lull, right? It's this chronobiology. Chronobiology is basically looking at the cycles that we go through, especially within 24 hours, but the cycles that living organisms go through, chronobiology. And with this, so like circadian rhythms, hormones, right? Those are all parts of chronobiology. Well, this energy level that we have throughout the day is part of it. We all have it, but everybody's a little bit different. Find what works for you and align the tasks to it as best as possible. Now, yes, we could change and adapt it and tweak when you are more awake and energized. It takes some work to do that, but it is possible. But let's not even open up that for the moment. Let's just look at when are you most energized. Write it down. Right? You could journal about it. You could reflect and see when you were most energized before and write those down. And then come up with those tasks. How were you energized during those tasks? What kind of energy does it take? So what are the tasks? What kind of energy levels do they need? And then align them to the appropriate energy throughout the day, if possible. I had to rearrange my whole schedule, and I know I'm lucky and blessed that I was able to do that, but it was a huge game changer for me, and now I do my best to stick to that schedule as much as possible. And I invite you to do the same. So give it a shot. Let me know. Give it, think about it. Reflect on it today, tomorrow, and then the day after that. So like 2 days, implement one change, just one change, and then reach out and let me know how it went for you. All right, you can message me. I'm at JonesInfo on social media. You can send me email, spencer@spencermjones.com, and I would love to hear what changes you noticed when you decided to align at least one thing in your day. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for being here, joining me. Keep being you, shining bright. And until next time, I will catch you later. Hey there, real quick before you head out and keep crushing your day, how amazing would it be if we could get together as an Energizer family to learn, to grow, to connect, to celebrate? I don't know about you, but that would be freaking amazing. And we've heard our Energizers ask for it. So, guess what we did? We're making it happen. We are putting together an Energizer Summit where we get to come together to learn, to grow, to have breakthroughs. So what we're doing is we're calling this Energizer Summit the Breakthrough Experience. And it's all about putting you at the cusp of multiple breakthroughs over this 3-day, 2-night event. Because we recognize and realize that when we have a breakthrough, we step into our light a little bit more and we shine brighter. So why not have that multiple times over this event so that when the person who walks in, the person who leaves are two different people because you have stepped into your light again and again and again. So if you are interested in that, if you'd like to come hang out with Katie and me and our Energizer family, get ready because the Breakthrough Experience is happening in Chicago, September 12th through 14th, 2024. And we have a limited number of spots available. We're capping it off about 150 people. So if you are interested in this and you want to be there, make sure you reach out to me. You can send me a message at spencer@spencermjones.com and let me know you are interested in the Breakthrough Experience, and then let's have a conversation to see if it's in alignment and what we can do to have you join us. So with that, keep shining your light, and I hope to see you at our Energizer Summit, the Breakthrough Experience.
Yeah.